everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build, episode 319. I'm taming the beast. Taming the beast! We are in the Shrine of Pelura, and apparently we're about to fight some fucking Marilith Conquerors, so that's gonna be a whole fucking thing. I guess. Ooh, Succubus Sharpshooters, Coloxus Defilers. Okay, there's a whole bunch going on in here. Cool. No, we'll just...
Desna, guide my hand.
Oh, multiple sharpshooters. I do not like that. Sharpshooters are a pain in the ass. They typically really hurt us. That's... Look! Like such. I just... Boom! Say hello. Yes, I can. Are you fleeing from me? I do think they're fleeing from me. Probably the effect. I accidentally clicked a thing. What the fuck? That? Accidentally clicked a button. I think I was supposed to. Okay. Sure we'll be fine. Sure it will all be fine. Don't know that. I really don't like the idea of these sharpshooters just getting to fuck with us, so... At least one of them is down now. The fact that these fuckers are running away is kind of wild to me. They're frightened. They're all frightened. Wild. Oh, damn, we can't go that direction. I was trying to be cheeky. I was gonna head him off at the pass. Did he start running the other direction? I bet he did. Where's he at? Yep, he got so far. I hate that. I hate when the AI does that, when they're like, oh, let me run away. Or let me run pathfinding, you know?
Guide my blade.
Uh-oh. On here. Oh god, it's gonna link into the Mutasafin fight. Okay, well I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Ah, it's you again. The demon flips through the pages of an ancient tome with a bored expression. He does not seem at all surprised by your arrival. Sorry, I'm busy right now. I don't have time to chat. You'll have to find something else to do. For example, you can try and save those fools over there. Eliandra. Stop the demon! Don't let him steal those sacred tomes! They contain all the information we've gathered about the world wound. With knowledge like that, he can... And he's gone. You talk too much. Bored now? Let's spice things up. You either save these idiots or chase after me. Mutasafin makes a subtle gesture and the sanctuary erupts in flames. At the same time, a portal opens up behind him. Ah. I'm a good guy. I understand the whole greater good concept, but we're not gonna let people die. We'll hopefully save them and then hopefully deal with them later. Save the temple's inhabitants. I won't let you die. So long, everyone. I'm taking all this valuable information with me. Did we just auto-kill all of the bad guys? No, we did not. We auto-killed a lot of the bad guys, it looks like. Maybe? Auden. Nidalov?
I got this.
I actually don't like fear in this situation because it complicates things. It makes shit weird.
Make your peace.
Wonderful. There was an Azada here. Trying to protect them. And I've already accidentally clicked one of these things, so there's that. Loot. Book. Okay, I'm gonna read this because clearly we're doing it. There's a constellation puzzle here. So we need to read it. The concept of the cosmic caravan, which makes its way across the night sky throughout the year and consists of 13 constellations, comes to us from Aslant. The order in which the caravan's signs are arranged holds both metaphorical and deeply mystical meaning, in light of which astrologists advise against the use of models where the signs appear out of order, or even in reverse order, as in some cases. We're gonna take a drink. Alright, this is about to be a hot minute. The Thrush, 18 Kuthana through 20th of Abadius, is the sign associated with friendship, hospitality, and a promise of new beginnings and song. The constellation portrays a songbird sitting on a branch and greeting the weary cosmic caravan at the start of the new year. The Thrush is the patron of merrymakers and optimists. The Lantern Bearer is the constellation that begins the caravan's procession. The Lantern Bearer goes forth, chasing back winter's darkness and lighting the cosmic caravan's way. This sign is disposed toward cheerful, self-sacrificing, and altruistic personalities. The Newlyweds depicts a young husband and wife whose appearance heralds the beginning of spring. The Newlyweds boldly lead the cosmic caravan, for they are guarded by love and youth. This sign favors those who possess a passionate or romantic nature. The Bridge is the constellation that symbolizes change. The bridge soars over tempestuous waters and links one snowy, cold shore with another, where spring has already arrived and green shoots are already stretching skyward. This is the sign of obstinate, tenacious personalities who do not fear the dark and cold. The Daughter is a young girl who signifies the pure joy and enthusiasm that spring days bring. The Daughter smiles on matters related to merriment, solace, and celebrating holidays. The Rider is the mounted warrior who guards the cosmic caravan. It is a combative and contradictory sign that favors both valiant defenders and rash, bloodthirsty bandits. The arrival of the Rider marks the beginning of summer's heat. The Patriarch is the wise and ancient father of the cosmic caravan who knows its route and sets the course of its journey. Its constellation symbolizes wisdom and experience and favors judicious and sagacious natures. The Wagon is the heavily loaded and foundational wagon is what gives the cosmic caravan its name. It is associated with the spirit of enterprise, diligence, and of course, swiftness. Personalities drawn to travel and selfless service will find its succor under this sign. The pack is a group of beasts that trail the cosmic caravan and feed off its bounty. Some sages believe that the pack consists of wild dogs that have been tamed by the caravan's travelers, and that therefore the pack represents family ties, affinity with nature, and mastery over fauna. Others argue that the pack is a swarm of vermin, feasting on the leavings of the cosmic caravan and greedily coveting the travelers' cooking pots. In this interpretation, the sign takes a darker, more predatory aspect. The mother. The caring and gentle mother dominates the sky when it is time to bring in the rich harvest. Her tender hands hold on to summer's warmth and promise protection against winter's harsh breath. Many scholars agree that the mother also fulfills the role of a spiritual guide for the cosmic caravan, and therefore they ascribe to her patronage those who are of a spiritual or nurturing disposition. The Stargazer, bringing up the rear, the Stargazer completes the caravan's procession. A wistful dreamer, the Stargazer is patron to those of a similar nature. Aloof, perspicacious? What? What?
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious. Perspicacious. Having a ready insight into and understanding of things. Interesting. That's a big new word. Aloof, perspicacious in matters important but far removed, yet absent-minded and inept in daily life. It is unsurprising that many scholars possess an affinity for this sign. We learned that word in English class, but I always have trouble remembering what it means. That's, it's one of those words where it's like, definitely doesn't feel like it is in the modern lexicon. I'm all for people, like, bringing back old words, but I bet if we, like, looked at a usage, it probably has not been widely used in many years. And in point of fact, perspicacious seems like a word that is of a scholarly bend, right? Like we're talking about individuals who are more scholarly. It's like almost like they chose a word that was going to be like, really? Are people, even are scholars using that word? Question mark? The Stranger is an enigmatic and foreboding sign that reigns in the night sky for little more than a week. Really? A solitary traveler who follows the cosmic caravan at a distance. The Stranger reveals nothing as to its intent. The Stranger is an outsider, a wayfarer, and many personalities disposed to a life of wandering fall under the patronage of this sign. The Stranger is a sign of contradictions. Some see it as the patron of all adventurers, while others interpret the sign as the grim harbinger of the constellation that follows it. The Follower is the dark figure that pursues the cosmic caravan. A disciple of dark forces who is associated with death and darkness, the Follower waxes in power at winter's peak. There are various interpretations of this sign. According to some, the Follower is an exile, cursed and banished from the caravan. Others see the Follower as a fearsome enemy, and it is flight from this foe that forces the cosmic caravan in its perpetual journey. Still others claim that this sign represents death itself. Predictably, those of a darker disposition who possess an affinity for death fall under the auspices of the Follower. Okay. Interesting. Very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that.
I can do this.
Ah, this and the book that we found are the keys. They're the code, or they're the code, and what we just got is the key. What we found up top on the hill last video is the second half of this book. So Reading through. In the western mountains there dwelled a clan whose name is no longer spoken today. They were a brave and hardy people who would go down into the deep caves and return laden with glittering ore. The clan flourished. It had all things in abundance, including food and honey, because their neighbors gladly bought the things they forged from the underground ore. Trouble came to the clan on the last day of Callistril, when the mountain passes were ready to shake off winter's icy grip, like hounds waking from a long sleep. Clamor and clouds of dust rose up from the caves that night. Once the dust had settled, the miners went down to look, for they were brave people who feared neither darkness nor falling rocks. But what they found was not darkness or a cave-in. What they found was the pack. The follower, whose true name had been forgotten generations before, was of clan blood. The follower was a despicable sorcerer, a degenerate who had turned his back on his ancestors. He had loved the daughter of the wise clan patriarch most ardently, but her heart had held no warmth for him. The follower had stormed into the dark depths of the caves, seething in his resentment, and with much wailing and berating plotted his revenge. That is where the Dread Pack found him, following the scent of profane magic and vice. The pack devoured him, and in doing so tasted human blood for the first time, discovered it was to its liking. The pack killed the miners who descended into the caves, and thereafter it began venturing up to the surface each night to devour one of the villagers before dragging the carcass back to the caves to gnaw on the bones. The wise patriarch called the clan together in the longhouse and spoke. Then the elders of the clan spoke, then the warriors, and then anyone could say their piece. The ancestors had revealed to the patriarch that the clan was being punished by the gods for failing to recognize the degenerate sorcerer in their midst, and that no deity would intercede for them now. Lamenting their fate, the clan left their homes. The ancestors carved images and their temples to the gods and fled. That caravan of grief made its way in silence, but not all the clan was represented among its number. Only women, children, and decrepit elders did it contain, for the strong men of the clan had remained behind. Many days they sat in the longhouse, sharpening their weapons and praying. Each night, one of the men would go down into the caves to satisfy the pack's hunger with his own flesh. When all the men were dead, and the pack's hunger drove it to the surface, the caravan was already long gone, and the monsters could not pick up their trail. The caravan traveled day and night without rest until it reached the steppe, the very edge of their known world, whence the peaks of their beloved mountains could no longer be seen. And there they settled, living threadbare, meager lives, because they did not know how to rear animals and live the nomadic life that required, and because they had no strong warriors among them. The clan quickly dwindled. The old died, and the young found husbands and wives in other clans and left to join new households. Years later, during one of the harsh steppe winters, the clan patriarch fell sick and died in the arms of his daughter, and no one could recall the location of that house where the clan had once resided with such freedom and dignity. Final pages of the book have been roughly torn out, but we other portions. Cool. Okay, let's bring everyone in here. There's a lot of lore going on with this.
Got this one.
The tomes are filled with ephemerides, data about the movement of the celestial bodies. The data seems to have been gathered over centuries. A set of tables, I was going to say tablets. A set of tables filled with astronomical data and observations about the world wound. There is nothing left of value on these bookshelves. Mutasafin managed to escape with the research he stole from Pelura's stargazers.
I'm prepared.
The books and scrolls on these shelves contain information about a research project known as the Northern Lights.
I'm I'm glad I was useful to you.
Whatever. I'll get stuck in there.
Each step is a new journey.
Okay. Everybody back up.
Should I?
Eliandra is the one who spoke. Vigdis, Nidalov, Auden. Pelura be praised. We had enough gear and supplies to fend off the attack. Otherwise, we wouldn't have survived long enough to see your arrival. The demons didn't touch my sketchbooks. I'm so happy. Nice. Can't believe I'm still alive. Okay. Talk to Victus. Okay. Talk to Eliandra. She's not going to be happy, I think. A regal Aasimar woman dressed in priestess's robes bows her head. She has a proud, dignified bearing, but she looks tired. Greetings. I am Eliandra, High Priestess of Pelura. Thank you for coming to save my shrine. Oh, we can swarm here? Nice. Tell me about your research. What is it about? Why did Mutasafin want to steal it? That research is our life's work, the priestess answers bitterly. We have studied the world wound for 100 years. We've been searching for a way to close it, but the demon wanted our research for a different purpose. He aspires to follow in Arilu Vorlesh's footsteps. He wants to open a wound of his own. He believed that our research would help him to accomplish his goal. Although I am grateful that you saved us, I am terrified by the thought of what that demon will do with our research. He will use it for his own evil purposes, and that breaks my heart. This research does sound very useful. It could lay the groundwork for some very interesting experiments. After we close the world wound, the information they've collected could help us open a few small controlled wounds for research purposes. Not too many, around 3 dozen, including control samples. Just imagine how much data we could gather. Nydia, stop it! I'd like to see your research. It could prove useful. The most valuable research was stolen by Mutasafin, but you can take what's left. Anything that remains will be on the bookshelves behind me. Sadly, our work here is at an end. Tell me about this place. This is Pelura's Fall. Once there was real waterfalls here. You could hear the song of the my God, I cannot speak tonight. I'm hiccuping. Take a drink. You could hear the song of the water as it flowed across the stones. But then, the world wound came, and stole it all away. The servants of the Shimmering Maiden took shelter here when Sarkoris fell. My lady hid this place from unfriendly eyes and prolonged the lives of everyone inside, so that we could dedicate ourselves to an important mission. We have been studying the world wound since the day it came into existence. That's pretty wild. So you were alive when the world wound was opened. What did you do about its creation? What do you know about its creation? More than some, but not as much as I would wish. I've been to the Threshold, the fortress where outlawed spellcasters were held, and where Arilu conducted her monstrous ritual. I even saw the betrayer in the flesh, though only briefly. Arilu was rumored to be a dangerous witch. For many years she had lived in isolation, carrying out strange experiments in deliberate obscurity. She was noticed in the end. The best witch hunters tried to capture her, and it is said that many of them perished in the attempt. But when I saw her, she was no longer a dangerous enemy. After many, many days in a dungeon, she was nothing more than a pale shadow. I was told her spirit was already broken when she was brought to Threshold, and she gave the guards no trouble. However, I think it's safe to say now that her compliance was simply a ruse, a cunning deception. When the wound opened, it shook the world. My Lady Pelura, in her heavenly wisdom, was one of the first to realize the magnitude of the threat, and sent her priests a vision, along with an order to run and hide. But many couldn't find it within them to obey this order. How could they leave their beloved homeland, their homes, families, and friends? Many of my brothers and sisters perished, losing a hopeless fight against wave after wave of demons. I was destined for a different fate. So was my shrine. Lady Pelura hid it from the eyes of demons. I had a vision telling me about the work that needed to be done to avenge the fall of Sarkoris and rid the world of the world wound. That was when I learned this difficult task would take a century to complete, and that it would require us to make many sacrifices. But I was willing. What kind of sacrifices? Tell me about Sarkoris. Eliandra's face lights up in a smile. It was a wonderful land, even if many thought it savage and wild. It still lives in my memory, as if nothing has changed. I can see the barges gliding across the surface of the lake. I can smell the fresh air, feel the wind on my skin as it moves through the green forests. Sarkoris was never ruled solely by one person, nor was it governed by a single faith. Clans lived in accordance with their own customs and settled important issues through lively debate and communal meetings. Matters involving the whole country were decided in Is by a gathering of the elders, priests, druids, and chieftains. We worshipped Erastil and Pelura, the spirits of our honorable ancestors, the sanctity of nature, and a dozen different deities and magical creatures. That is what Sarkoris was, a land of freedom. For most. However, Eliandra's eyes grow sad. That freedom was not extended to all. As I think you know, only the magic druids, priests, and other divine spellcasters was considered honorable. Those who used arcane magic were treated with suspicion, which grew into hatred. It grieves me to remember this, for our hatred was returned to us in full when the witch Arilu took vengeance on those who had hurt her. Even in the most beautiful countries, hatred and anger breed more hatred and anger. Pain and sadness breed more pain and sadness. Good people summon demons. Demons come. Yep, that's how it be, Ember. What will happen to the sanctuary now? It breaks my heart to leave this place, but we cannot stay here. The sanctuary was protected by the secrecy of its location. But now that the demons know about the temple, this is no longer a place of refuge. I will lead the survivors somewhere safe, but I cherish the hope that we will return. Someday our waterfalls will sing again. The temple is not a place. It is not a building. It is a community. As long as the servants of Pelura are alive, as long as you keep the faith, the shrine will survive. I know that you are trying to be kind, cleric, but you know nothing about our faith. You cannot possibly understand our pain. Our country has turned into a wasteland. This sanctuary is all that remains of Sarkoris. We have defended it for 100 years, and now we must leave it behind. Your words provide little comfort. The cleric looks down. Forgive me. I spoke without thinking. I am sorry for your loss. That's sad. Kill him! Okay, I guess I have to go. Farewell, Commander. Pelura's children will remember you. Y'all got any fucking clues about some shit? Okay.
But Desna, please, allow me to keep my lovely, irresistibly beautiful wings?
Okay, we're gonna do... Trying to move people the fuck out of the way.
I will prove my worth.
The starry sky is miraculously reflected in the surface of the water. The mirrored image is a perfect reproduction of the real thing, allowing you to see even the smallest details. That's really fucking cool. Okay. We are going to the Stargazer. Ranger.
I'm trusting you.
Us. Lantern Bearer. The Newlyweds. The Bridge. Daughter. The Rider. The Patriarch. Wagon. Hack. Mother. Stargazer. The Stranger. Okay. Okay, I accidentally clicked things. Okay. Follower. This. We're gonna look at books. Newest to oldest. The Thrush, Lantern Bearer, Newlyweds. Thrush, Lantern Bearer, Newlyweds. We're just checking to see that it's all in order. Thrush, Lantern Bearer, Newlyweds. Let's write this down real quick. Ba, 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 ba. Thrush, Lantern Bearer, Newlyweds, The Bridge, The Daughter. Ooh. The Rider, Patriarch, the Wagon, the Pack, the Mother. The Stargazer, the Stranger, the Follower. I didn't get that first part. That's in case I need to look. The Thrush, Lantern Bearer, New. Cool. Bridge, Daughter,
I can do this.
Rider, Patriarch, Wagon, Pack, Mother, Stargazer, Stranger, Follower. Okay. We're gonna go around in order. In a reverse order. I don't think either of these is going to be.
Each step is a new journey.
Okay, so my thought is that this story, these two stories actually that we found, newest to oldest. The Old Sarkorian book. And the torn out pages from a Sarkorian book. So, I think that this is going to be maybe like a code. I don't know. As we look through, right? Okay, so we've got the things, but some of them are like added in a lot, right? So let's do this, right? Let's try a simple, you know, whichever ones are the starting, right? So the follower, the pack, the caravan doesn't count as one, right? So the follower, the pack. Okay, well that doesn't seem likely, right? Doesn't seem likely. Didn't even notice they matched. Yes, yeah. So, there is the items in this story are telling the story of it's like a creation myth, right? Like it's like the concept of the caravan in theory, right? So I guess let's do this. Let's go through and we're gonna pick out specifically which of the things do show up in the story, right? So, of the constellations of the Thrush, Lantern Bearer, Newlyweds, Bridge, Daughter, Rider, Patriarch, Wagon, Pack, Mother, Stargazer, Stranger, and Follower, which of those do show up? So, I think first and foremost, we're only going to do capitals to start with, maybe? So, nothing in this first one. This also might be another thing that we look into, right? Because this talks about the last day of Callistril, so we might look up which of these falls in the last day of Callistril, right? We've got the pack, right? So pack shows up first. We also have the follower, okay? We also have daughter and patriarch, right? We're looking which constellations show up in this story, right? Daughter and patriarch, the follower again, the pack again, the pack again. Pack killed the miners, the villagers, blah, blah, blah. Patriarch called the clan. Patriarch, lamenting their fate, the caravan grieve, only women, children, decrepit elders, strong men, the pack again, they did not know how to rear animals, all of this stuff. We get patriarch again, we get daughter again. Okay. And then with the rest of the pages of the book, we get the rider added in, right? So we now have rider. We have 5 of them in here. Dauntlessly. The rider, cave, rider, checks, blah, blah, blah. Pack. They were hungry. Rider again. Who are you? Follower's voice. Who are you, mighty rider? Tell me your name. Daughter of the patriarch. Daughter and patriarch are both already in there. It looks like that's it. It looks like those are the 5 things that are added, and those are the order that they're in. So let's go. Turn on the pack. Turn on the follower. Turn on the daughter. And the patriarch. And the rider. Then turn on the cusp. Okay, that didn't do anything. When is that last day of Callistril thing? Maybe that's like a secret little part here. Last day of Callistril is the Newlyweds. So maybe we also add in the Newlyweds. So we'll do follower, pack, patriarch, rider, daughter, and Newlyweds. Okay. The next thing that I could think of, and this is really fucking complicated, is the idea that all of these are represented in an order, meaning that we have to compare what each of these is about, right? And then see if there's any sort of representation in the stories. That seems a little unlikely. That seems like we're kind of stretching at that point. Right, like, is there anything bridge-like? Very edge. Doesn't seem anything there. Ooh! I don't really feel like it. So I am curious, but I don't know that I have like a thing that's clicking in my head. I will say this personally, and look, I will freely admit some people might be like, it's the solution is blah 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 blah. Are you stupid? I have found that some of the quote-unquote tougher puzzles in this game aren't really tough per se. They're just kind of obscure. Like the lead-in information that they give you isn't especially clear or correct in certain instances, because in certain instances of some of the more quote-unquote complex puzzles, there's literally like false information presented to you. So, I don't know that I want to struggle bus this. I might just look this up, honestly. I might just look this up. I think I'm gonna. I say look this up. There might not be anything. There might be nothing to look up. But I think I'm gonna. So let's do that. Pelura's Falls. Oh, I say let's look up, and I literally type Pelura, and it's like Pelura Fall Puzzle. Boom. Okay, let's see what we got going. I would love if someone could just give me a hint, right? Bunch of documents, some of which give you clues regarding the cosmic caravan puzzle depicted by several symbols around a large pool. It's about an old tale regarding the constellations of this world and how a fool's cycle represents. With the story in mind, you can solve the puzzle by interacting with the symbols in. I'm not looking at the following order. We had it. We had the correct stuff. We absolutely had the correct stuff. I was right. It is follower. It is pack. It is patriarch, rider, daughter, and newlyweds. It just has to be done in the order of the cycle, which there's no real indication of that other than it is the cosmic caravan. So I guess that does make sense, right? So it has to go so newlyweds was we were correct in that. That was the missing piece of information that you have to think about it being Calistril, right? So like the last day of Calistril. So that is the missing piece. But you have to do it in order. So newlyweds, daughter, rider, patriarch, pack, and then follower. That worked. That fucking worked. Okay, so we were very, very, very close.
The struggles never cease.
59,000 gold. Seems a little excessive, might you say? Holy shite.
I finished here. Is there more?
Mask! We found Ninio's final mask! Wild! Wonderful wild. Hell yes. Nice. That's awesome. Wand of Cure Moderate Wounds. Wand of Good Hope. Ah, the spell Good Hope. Gotcha. Wand of Heal. The spell Heal. Wow. Okay. That's pretty neat. And a Ring of Guiding Star. +4 bonus to initiative rolls. Whenever the wearer lands a hit against an undamaged enemy, it grants all companions a +3 damage, +3 bonus on damage rolls for 1 round. That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Ooh, a Tome of Clear Thoughts, a +2 intelligence. Hell yeah. Very neat. Bunch of scrolls. Really good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And a book.
You called?
The Stargazer's Journal. Okay, this is another chunk of information. But we are going to wait until our next video to go through this. So, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time for more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.